Now, I fasted for 1,000 hours with intermittent fasting, eating foods like this, and also dropping 3 pan sizes and having better blah blah. What is that, you ask? Well, you're just going to have to find out in the video. Here's what I have learned with 1,000 hours of intermittent fasting. Hello and welcome. My name is Emmanuel Olalere and this is my channel. Hope you consider liking and subscribing if you like the content here. Anyways, I'm going to be going into a brief history of why I started intermittent fasting in the first place, but I know that not everybody likes a big story. So in case you want to skip, I'm going to be leaving all the time codes here and in the description so you can click on it so you can skip all of this if you don't want it. Now, ever since I remember, I've always been someone who has struggled with my body image and how I look. And, you know, it's been a journey I've sort of been on in accepting who I am and how I look to myself and how I look to others. Now, something changed last year where, I was actually clinically depressed and I, was diagnosed with extreme burnout. And I discovered that I used food as sort of an escape from everything that was happening to me. I remember traveling to another city here in Malaysia called Port Dickson and taking photos there, and when I got back looking at the photos and I genuinely couldn't recognize who I was seeing. Now, it was not just scary because of how I looked, but also because of how I felt. I think that was what really stood out to me, and that was a very scary thing to me. I got into intermittent fasting thanks to one of my good friends, Vernon Chan, who I saw on Twitter, who posted about doing intermittent fasting for 365 days. So I decided to myself, I am going to do it. I am going to do intermittent fasting. So while I also believe in the fact that you have to be comfortable in your body and you have to like how you look and how you feel, for me, I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling great. So for example, little physical activities such as, walking to the train station, taking a staircase, made me lose my breath, right? When it comes to erections, I think I lost my erections for weeks at a time where I just wouldn't get anything, right? Which was very scary, and I was feeling tired all the time. Even after I'd slept for maybe 8, 9, 10 hours, I would still feel tired and sleepy all the time. So for me, losing weight was not a matter of, accepting my body for what it was. It was literally I could not function at all. It was actually impacting my life, hence why something needed to change. So on January 12, 2020, New Year, New Me, I decided to start intermittent fasting. And today, March 7th, 2020, I have done approximately 1,000 hours of fasting. Okay, actually, more realistically, I've done 1,006, but it's not as sexy as a clickbait title. So 1,000 hours. And fun fact, did you know that 1,000 hours is equivalent to 41 days? Anyways, here are some things I have learned and my experience after 1,000 hours of intermittent fasting. I chose the 16-8 plan, which basically means I have a 16-hour fasting time and an 8-hour feeding window. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit was hard. That shit was very hard. There were times where, I was so hungry, I wanted to just eat anything I had. I was always hungry all the time. But, I'm a sucker for streaks, so I love having something that tells me that I have done this for this amount of days. And in the app that I use, which is Zero, again, not sponsored, they actually have streaks. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to see how long I can keep the streak. I stuck to it, and what do you know? My weight actually started going down. So when I started fasting, which was on January 12, 2020, New Year, New Me, I was at 91.4 kgs, and 1 month later, I was at 88.2, losing about 3.6 kgs in the first month. Now, currently about 2 months later and 1,006 hours after, I am at 85.5 kgs, losing 6 kgs from January 12 when I started intermittent fasting. Actually, the most absolutely mind-numbing crazy thing here is that I am actually not eating healthy at all. So basically, my diet consists of anything, you can see this or this or this. So basically, no, I was not healthy and I still managed to lose weight. Yes, I did eat anything, but there were some rules also. So number 1, it had to be within my feeding window when I could actually eat. Number 2, it had to be in moderation and not so much that I feel overly full and I want to sleep. And number 3, I do not eat absolutely anything after 5 o'clock. So it was the rule, after 5 o'clock, I don't eat anything at all. Another sort of thing to note or disclaimer here is that I try to also go to the gym at least twice a week, or if I couldn't go to the gym, I work out at home. And I try to get at least on average 7,000 steps per day, and I slept 7 hours a night. So I did not really mess up with my sleep. I made sure I got 7 hours every night to the best of my ability. Now, what are some of the things that I can give you based on 1,000 hours of fasting? Well, I think the number one will be that losing weight and staying healthy is a long-term plan. So what I mean is, for example, I check my weight every single morning, and I used to remember when I used to dread checking my weight, because whenever it went high, when I thought, I'm losing weight, I'm feeling good, and then I see it and it's high, it usually demoralizes me. And I've learned to sort of not take it too seriously, because at almost every time when I lost, from let's say 88 kgs to 87, I sort of stay within that 88 for like a week, sometimes even going higher than that before it then drops down. So I would say hang in there. Sometimes it might look like as if what you are doing is not working. Make sure you are hydrated, you get enough sleep, you try to keep fit or stay active, and just trust in the process that it will go down and you will feel healthier due to it. The second thing that I think is absolutely crazy is that the less food I have eaten, the less food I actually crave. So again, it doesn't sound like it makes sense. Like, why would I want to eat less when I'm not even eating enough? But I found out that from the past month, I've actually been only eating one meal a day and maybe like some supplementary snacks or fruits, and I'm usually fine at least till the next day. So my plan is 16-8, which is 16 hours fasting, 8 hours feeding. But I find myself doing at least 18 to 19 hours of fasting, or even 20 hours, or I've even done 24 hours before, and I feel perfectly fine. In fact, I even have energy, I have clarity. So I found out that also the lesser food I have eaten or I've consumed over time, the lesser food I tend to crave overall.
He has an accent, he has beards, he knows how to blah blah. This thing is like ring boiler.
Well, my ring boiler is always ready to go right now, and my obloblo is so much better now. So much better now. Number 5 is I feel absolutely better. Some days I find myself just going to run a random 10K, and I have so much energy right now. And I would say I'm at the stage of my life where I've had the most energy and felt the most good about myself, both mentally and physically. So these are some of the benefits that I have noticed. And the last one is the fact that I have dropped 3 pant sizes down, which is, pros is I look good in the new pants. Shout out to Ben. You guys should absolutely follow him on Instagram. He's been the one recommending all the stuff I should wear with my new body right now. But cons is I have to spend so much money right now to change my wardrobe, because literally all my pants that I've had do not fit, or they're baggy now and they don't look so good. And since we've dedicated to living this fly lifestyle, follow me on Instagram to see some of that. It's going to cost me a lot of money, definitely. And in summary, that has been my experience fasting for 1,000 hours cumulatively, intermittently. Hopefully this video has been able to help you if you're considering intermittent fasting. When it comes to body acceptance, this is what worked for me. It might not be what works for you, because for me, I think sort of everything is tied together. How I look, how I feel, my mental space, my physical space, they're all sort of interconnected in how I am as a person. And it was super important that I sort of got my weight under check if I wanted to remain a happy person generally. So hopefully you've liked my content here. Do consider again liking and subscribing. Make sure to follow me here on Instagram if you like what I do here, so you don't miss new future videos in the future. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your time. And please do let me know your own stories, whether it's of intermittent fasting. Are you considering it? Will you consider it? What are some of the other things you are thinking of in terms of weight and fasting and all of that? I would really love to hear what you have to say. Well, until next time, make sure, I'm wishing you good ring boiler action, and hopefully your obloblo is very steamy. Catch you next time. Bye.